Bumper it. We paid good money for this bumper, Slacks. What are we doing if we don't use it?
NiP,
Paid for that?
They banned Monkey King. Come on, guys. Fucking lose the
what the
game.
hell?
I can't believe it made it to the second game and then it gets banned out first. That seems peculiar.
I mean, that's just a rage ban. That's just a we lost game one. We're pissed off.
That's
Fuck the world.
we don't want to be eliminated from this tournament by fucking Monkey King. Is that what that is?
I guess so, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is an elimination match. There's a lot on the line, guys, in case you're just joining us.
Hey, what
Sun's
other
fair.
non-CM heroes are there again? Left? Like, no, in general. Like, there's Monkey King. And there's 2 others, right? Lycan just got put in.
Techies and Treant.
Techies.
And
Oh, Treant's still not in CM?
No.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure, right?
100%, not in CM, so.
So we have
Good
just
hero.
CM heroes left.
Yep.
No, we don't. Techies was banned out, right?
Yes, Techies was banned out,
Yeah,
so we
so-
have only CM heroes left.
Okay. Misheard you, sorry.
All right.
Lena.
First pick, Lena.
Who this woman? Never seen this woman before. When's the last time you saw Lena?
No, she's making like a slight resurgence, I will say.
Oh, okay.
It's not, some people are down with her, but yeah, for the most part, she's still a garbo. It's like sometimes with a shadow demon, you'll still get her, but I don't see any nice setup left in the pool right now.
All right, I think it's time for a bounty hunter.
Against the Chen.
Just follow Chen.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
10 seconds
It's pretty good, too. Chen is, I think, a little more fragile in the jungle compared to some
5
other heroes. Like
seconds
Enigma, for
remaining.
example, it's annoying to leech his XP, but can kind of stand his ground. Chen, he gets picked on.
Reserve time.
It's
He
not
does
fun.
get picked on.
But they take
Oh.
clinks. Maybe not the bounty hunter, but a similar vein. Death pack some of those creeps.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
like
very
that.
annoying.
You eat up its children. It's more of a mental attack on the
Where's
Chen.
Doom, dude? You got to pick Doom.
No,
Devour.
No, but then you're forced to eat a creep you may not want. You know,
Well,
you take their
that's true.
skills.
All right.
Well, if you get
10
Midas as
seconds
well, then
remaining.
you have the pick of the litter.
Oh, there you go.
Now we're really
Man,
thinking.
let's get the real thoughts
If you're,
here.
if you're gonna go down that route, just pick Lifestealer and get a Midas. You infest and Midas. That's 2 creeps right off the bat.
Mhm.
Boom.
Okay, well.
All right.
Yeah.
So.
It's looking pretty good for Alliance right now.
Yeah. In what way? I mean, it's just.
I'm digging this
Chen,
opener, man.
That ain't
They
that
got
bad.
Limp, God tier, tiny player.
He is a
That
very
guy's
good
like
tiny
king of
player.
that hero.
Oh shit! I did forget about that. Limp
Yeah.
has like single-handedly won a shitload. Games
Yeah, that's
with
like
Tiny.
his shit,
Oh my
man.
God.
That's his hero.
Yeah, we are in trouble if you're at NiP right now. Okay. But I mean, I feel like NiP's the Clinks is definitely going to be controlling that Chen,
5
so they might have a pretty good
seconds
chance. Necro knocked out, no Abaddon, and our last ban
Reserve
was
time.
still a
Gyro.
good hero.
Are we thinking this is a core Lena or a support Lena? It's got to be core, right? Like mid?
I can
No, I would guess support.
You would guess
actually.
support, like a position 4 type deal? Okay.
Yeah, and maybe even 5, honestly, in elimination.
I mean, we
mode.
saw Sand King position 5 last game, so anything's
Yeah,
possible.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
that
kind of what
worked
I.
out great.
So do we have
think
any
we do the same
other
thing.
sort of conventional supports here? A Spirit Breaker, I guess, can play a roaming 4. Ricky could play like a roaming 4. Of
10
course, the Bounty
seconds
Hunter we talked
remaining.
about. Shannon's prized Tusk still in the pool.
Yes.
5
Skyrath,
seconds remaining.
AA.
Let's see how much
Visage.
Alliance wants to commit to the push, because I
Visage
think Pugna's
lol.
pretty good against
Reserve
Clinks.
time.
Prevents all that physical DPS, and it kind of forces him to go Orchid if he really wants to do something about it. But
Can we talk about you, Clinks, and Orchid? Trent,
Yes.
do you want to handle this one?
hey, was
What?
I right? I'm sorry.
I mean, you're right. He did eventually buy one. It was pretty great, but
That's
it was
right.
funny. I don't know.
Bitches.
It's just like
Bitches.
it's so old to have that guy buy an orchid.
All right,
Uh,
Putka.
was
Putka
good.
surprised.
Okay,
Well, not
yeah.
too surprised. I mean,
Hero's
very good
actually
hero.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be grabbing him. I'm just surprised he didn't make it in game 1. I mean, so much versatility, so much utility. Some people are saying that Pudge needs to be nerfed.
10 seconds
He's too
remaining.
good.
He's
Yeah.
definitely annoying. I think, like in pub, as Trent has put it
5
in pub
seconds
games, he's the new
remaining.
techies. You know, you've got that short cooldown hook with an Aether lens, and it's just you're just going fishing. You're just
Reserve
throwing them out
time.
until you catch some retard and
Whoa,
win the
whoa,
game.
hold on. I don't think any hero. I don't believe I've ever used that word. The new techies.
The new
Is that a
techies?
direct quote? I don't think I said that.
Well, I'm
and I'd
paraphrasing
I would just
poorly,
like to
but,
point out that no
you
one is
know.
on the same level as techies.
Okay,
No.
okay.
So that's
but
totally different. Do not put words in my mouth. Thank
it's
you.
he's similar. Okay.
I've never
Yeah, he's
seen
an asshole.
anyone rage quit a game at the pick screen because of a Pudge.
Okay, that is a fair. That is fair.
All right, so a Timbersaw grabbed up here, and an AA makes his appearance.
Oh,
Oh, thank God you didn't Sunsban him. I know you were thinking about it, buddy.
I was.
That's
I
a
was.
core pudge.
Yes.
It
What?
could be a mid-ancient apparition.
Could also be a
Also
core
true.
AA. Core
But
Pudge,
unlikely.
probably more likely.
Unlikely, yes. True.
I like that though,
10
just because the Pudge is going to be a nice
seconds
setup for the AA. It's very important. It's not all about like the Faceless Void Chronos and like
5
5-man
seconds
AA ults.
remaining.
You just need one guy. It's all that really matters. Pick that important dude, slap it on top of him, and so in this
Reserve
case it's going to be
time.
the Timber Saw. So hard to bring down, but if you can hook, dismember him, and just automatically get him into the AA ult, pretty
Dire
solid
team
stuff.
down.
Oh,
And there's the
yes.
Tusk
shit.
too.
There we go. Fire and ice coming out from
Alright,
Team
if-
NiP.
If
That's
this
a
is
nice
a 5,
Lena
I'm gonna
setup.
be sad. Make it a 4, and then just give him that new skill, that new talent, 35% XP.
Yeah.
Then he'll
He'll-
turn into a core.
Yeah, he'll be 4. Lena will be the 5, because even though she's like kind of still a Garbo
10
hero and you want her
seconds
4,
remaining.
at least Tusk can set up for guaranteed LSAs.
And this is, I mean,
5 seconds
NiP have a lot of
remaining.
burst damage here. I feel like AA and Chen are going to get ripped apart. Timber, any 4 of these
Reserve
heroes,
time.
if they get on them, what do you do?
I mean, that's real cute, but you got to go through Tiny and Pudge if you want to get to the back line. As Blake would
Radiant
say,
team
nobody
down.
getting sacked here with these defensive linemen.
Wow,
All
that's
right.
now that's a direct quote if I ever heard one. But I mean, what about the flip side here, Slacky? You've got Clinks, notorious creeper in the back line, might
Sure.
be able to find him. And then you've got Timbersaw, one of the more mobile cores that can jump in the back line.
All right.
You know, they've got a
10
lot of mobility here.
seconds
Sure,
remaining.
Lena might have a little trouble getting past the Tiny and Pudge, but they've got a lot of other options too.
Yeah, but
5
look about the
seconds
stun
remaining.
utility. You got a Tiny and a Pudge and then an AA. I mean, if you get stunned by
Reserve
anybody,
time.
you're just gone.
If you
it's
get
over.
if you get cold-footed, you're in deep shit.
You're
I'll
just
give you
donezo.
that.
It's
I-
over for
you know.
any one of these heroes.
And there are some cool things with cold feet in terms of being able to throw people back once they get near the radius, hook them back into the cold feet. You know, a couple of little clutch setups like
yeah,
that.
I'm sure we'll never see that, but that's pretty neat.
Wow, Meepo's still in this pool?
Who?
Meepo?
Yep.
Mapo.
That guy's like tier 1 ban in like every game.
Maybe they
I'm
don't
kinda
got any
surprised.
good Mapo players, Trent. Why you
Apparently.
gotta call them out?
I'm just saying. I think Enchantress would be really sick here for NiP. It'd be a little unique, but they could like death pack one
10
Chen creep and
seconds
then just steal the
remaining.
other and just negate that hero and then just shove her into the off lane.
5 seconds remaining.
And it should be very difficult for them to handle on the side of Alliance because I'm guessing they'll send the Tiny mid and then they send the Timber Saw mid up
Reserve
against
time.
it. So then Timber has an okay time against Tiny. If they did pick Enchantress though, and then they like sent the Tiny up against it, that would really suffer Enchantress because of that magic burst. But see.
Yeah. I like where your head's at, though. That does make a lot of sense. Stealing creeps from Chen is always hilarious, too.
Yep.
It
I love
is.
that.
Team pick.
And they're gonna go with a
Oh!
So
Send that mid instead.
Surprised I went for a little bit more squishy, to be
yeah.
honest. But
So it looks like we'll be the support Lena, as you guys talked about. Quap mid, safe lane Clinks with the off lane Timber. All right. I like it.
You like that, huh?
A lot of burst damage. I'm telling you, Slacks, like you think this Ancient Apparition is going to have a chance to do anything, but it's the one true king.
I
So
like
Chaos
Alliance's
Knight
lineup.
left in the pool and they go Wraith
Yes.
King. I guess the Chaos Knight just not strong enough against the Timber and the Lena.
I mean, they've got good
and the Queen. That is some decent AoE.
A
It's
lot
just
of
so
AoE.
Loda-y.
with the
Yeah.
Timber in there too. I would be a little scared picking a CK into that, no doubt.
Yeah, but it's Loda.
Ah.
I mean, come on. But yeah, Wraith King, I like this. They have a lot of that big burst, that big wombo combo in the Queen of Pain, so maybe live through that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Quap has just been falling out. She's been really, really bad for a while, and then the only thing that was
Is she
good,
really that bad?
she's
You
bad.
can't get Blade Mill anymore, guys.
You
no.
can't
Yeah,
do
I
the blade
know,
mail
I
thing.
know.
That was the
No.
only
Hero's
thing.
dead.
Hero was dead.
That's
I'm
actually
really
pretty
not
sad.
feeling it. I don't think NiP has a chance in hell on this one. You can't
Well,
put
I wouldn't go that far.
no, no, dude. You got
You're making
Loda
it seem
on
like they
another.
picked a winner
Loda
on their
loves
slacks.
heroes like Sven and Wraith King. If you give him a Q stun guy walking around with a sword, the game's over. Homie's got it on lock, but
What other heroes have Q stuns that he likes?
that's it.
DK.
That
That's
is it.
Venge.
Sven, gone. Wraith
Literally.
King there. CK.
He has to have a ranged Q stun, and Loda's gonna win the game.
What if it's a
Trust-
W,
no,
It is such a Loda
like
hero,
a
though.
Dragon Knight?
no?
He just like he
Has to
buys
be Q?
blinks, fights. Loda Dota. You know?
Loda
He
Dodo.
gets nice and active early on.
But anyway, yeah, it's gonna be weird to see Alliance play the Chen without sweet little Ake though.
It sure is. Here we go.
sure
I'm going
is.
to pull up the draft for our uses here, Slacks.
But I don't know. What are you guys thinking? You think,
I think
NiP,
this-
we're going to game 3? We have a chance?
I mean, I think so. Again, I said it once. I think the burst damage and mobility is going to be hard for them to deal with. You know, you've got Blinking Quap, you've got Timber chaining Timbersaw, you've got Clinks with his Ghost Walk running all over the place, plus Tusk with snowballs, saving people, slowing them down with
Sure.
sigils. Alliance have some lockdown, but I don't know. A lot of effort,
Pretty much
lot of
all on
pressure on the
Pudge.
Pudge, perhaps.
Yeah, it is all on Pudge because you're putting him in his core, right? So it
Yeah.
becomes even more of a strain on your lineup.
So you make the hooks, you win the game. You miss the hooks, it's gonna be tough.
Because it's not like he's gonna. It's not like items are super important on Pudge. It's more levels than anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But
what
It's
is
we'll
a,
see.
like
We'll see.
you
a
don't want to
core
initiate
punch?
with Tiny. Like basically, unless you have super good vision, initiating with Tiny is generally pretty garbage.
I mean-
Because like you need to get the perfect combo. You need to kill someone off right away. And if that can happen, that's great. But he's generally a lot better in being
What
like,
are their
oh, they've jumped
lanes?
on someone. I can.
What
just
are
kill you."
Alliance's lanes? I actually have
Tiny mid, Pudge off lane.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying, is Pudge offlane gonna be able to live? That sounds awful.
Against Clinks. Well, he'll have a lot of help with the Chen creep. They'll probably just like dual lane it and send the AA top.
So it's gonna be a
That
dual
still
lane,
sounds-
Pudge and a creep.
Pretty terrible though. I don't
And
think
the
Pudge
Chen.
is gonna be getting
Sounds
much.
so good.
Just you wait.
He'll be fine.
I guess it
Alliance
has
will
to
show
be,
you.
though. There's no way they would do off lane Tiny. That seems
I
stupid.
mean, Nip's lineup I think just makes more sense on paper,
Yeah.
but I do like Wraith King, so I'm a little biased here.
Ooh.
I do like strength heroes.
I also feel like as a group we're underestimating the power of Lena. I haven't seen her so much, but
Yeah, but look how tanky Alliance are. Like, what does their ult even do this game?
Yeah.
AA's not ever gonna be in
I
range of
will
Laguna.
kill AA.
Yeah, and then they're never even gonna see each other. Like they won't even know
Please,
the other
if you
heroes
don't
on the
kill
enemy
AA.
team.
I'll do it, I guess.
well, Chen maybe hit him with the laser.
Yeah, she's got
I mean,
she's got
Lena
kill
is
steal
food for
potential.
Tiny.
That's all she's got.
Lena is just food this game for everybody, actually.
Well,
Yeah, there's a lot of catch. Once they have Blink Dagger on Wraith King, Blink on Tiny,
Yeah.
and Blink on Pudge, have
I'm
fun
gonna switch
playing
my
that.
pick. I'm going with Nip. I think Tusk is really good this patch. We'll see if I'm horribly wrong though.
I
What
don't
do
know
you
if
think,
experience can fix that hero.
Everything
I
is fixed with experience. How
I'm
dare
actually
you.
gonna pick Alliance just because I feel like the comfort level of playing around the Chen, the fact that Tiny is there for Limp, and Nip's draft is still a little bit weird in my eyes. I don't think it's that perfect, even though I'm saying that against an offlane Pudge. But
Yeah, what the
That's-
fuck?
I was
does that
just
even
saying,
mean?
I think Alliance got it.
Their lineup is like so much more traditional than
Yeah,
Alliance's.
but it's like weird because they're gonna send Queen versus this Tiny in the mid lane more than likely, and that's probably gonna be fine. Like Limp's done this a lot; he knows what he's doing.
You
I'm sure
have
he'll
a
be
roaming
okay.
Tusk.
Yeah, but what's he gonna roam on? This Tiny in the mid lane,
The
and
Chen.
then there's gonna be this Chen help.
Ancient
Oh,
Apparition.
boy.
I'm not feeling it. I don't know. So, I'm sorry, Nick.
I mean, don't you think Tusk and
I'd love to
Clink's
go to
safe
game
lane
3.
could put some hurt on the off lane Pudge? I mean, I don't know if the creep's going to make that big of a difference if you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but it doesn't
just you
matter.
wait,
Pudge
man.
just
Don't
needs
you
to
doubt
live.
that creep.
He
All right,
doesn't need
guys,
to do
this
well.
is going to
He
be a
just
next
needs
level strat from
That's it.
Alliance.
Yeah.
It's actually
Oh,
going to be a mid tiny,
Yep.
a tri lane, and Chen in the jungle, and they're just going to leave the off lane open.
Whoa!
Eh?
A bold prediction. And if that comes true, Suns fan,
We're giving you an extra band tomorrow.
I'll-
You get two. You get two Suns fans tomorrow.
that's a
Yes.
worthy prize, actually.
Great job,
Can't
sweet
wait.
boy.
All right. Well, our game is loading in here. Players hopping into the lobby, and looks like they're grabbing their heroes right now. So we will have game 2 commencing momentarily.
Yeah.
Big stuff on the line
Why,
here. This is elimination. Worth
is right.
reiterating.
That
If
is
NiP
right.
does not win this,
That's it. They're done.
eliminated.
Say goodbye
Eliminated
to the
elimination mode.
Yeah.
They're getting Suns banned.
They are getting lifetime Suns.
Oh, that would be interesting.
What, like
Add their logo
Never
next to every
return.
Sun.
Once you lose elimination mode, you never come back.
it's like playing for slips. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
Wow, what if
I
you
like
did
that.
that? Team
all in.
Org
We
should
would
do
have
that.
no teams left. It would just be OG every time.
Yeah.
They're the only thing that wins. Right?
What if Orgs played for Pinks? What
That
if
would
if
be
you
sick.
lost to Alliance, you were on Alliance? Think about that. They owned
Yes,
you
that
as
sounds great.
Alliance new.
I mean,
Isn't
that-
that what they do in China?
Yeah. No, that would be great. Elimination mode 8.
Is that where all those letters come
Yeah,
from?
LGD, old, new.
Man, eHome must be really good. I've seen eHome K before.
eHome K.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. It's just like
Going through the
Tokyo
alphabet
Drift, you know?
real quick.
Fast and the
Jesus.
Furious. In China, you play players for Pinks, dude.
For
All right. Well,
Anyway.
with that said, we've got game 2 Alliance versus NiP Blitz and Cap set to take it away again.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you, Ziori. That's right, we're back. Me and Blitz, Alliance versus Ninjas of Pajamas. Game number 2, Alliance are up 1 game. Ninjas of Pajamas, they had a hard time fighting. In game number 1, they had to split push pretty much the whole entire game to try and buy themselves time for the Animage to get online. So it seems like they took a bit of an opposite approach this time around. We've got a lot of fighters on NiP side.
Yes, they have very many different ways to initiate and take fights. I think they learned from the last game. They're like, we could not fight at all. I hope everyone knows that EGM was just messing around with that comment.
Wait, what? What comment was it? Oh, I'm sure they do know.
He's he's a jokester.
That reputation behind him by now. Maybe a quiet boy, but
Dude, I have not seen him in so long.
you want to stuff on offlane? What about this Pudge?
This Pudge?
Yeah.
It's kind of okay.
What? So is he actually like you can't pull anymore? So he's just gonna wander into the lane and OP suicides when they go on him? Is that the play?
I don't know. Just
Be a
jungle.
bad technique.
Repeatedly rot suicide. I don't even know.
He's
gonna have a rough
have
time,
a lot
though.
of question marks around them.
Yeah, that's like a 1 armor Pudge against a Clinks. Never feels good, man.
I mean, Clicks is probably one of the worst safe laners to go up against. Period. As
I don't
any
know.
offlaner,
You could be against this Timbersaw who's just queuing you to death.
I mean, that would be pretty bad if they somehow set up a 1v1. But
I'm just so excited to watch Trixie God. He's just gonna pick up like a 9-minute Bloodstone or something.
I did not have faith in Trixie or Hani coming back. You know, both you and I friends with Hani, and when I heard he was coming back, I was like, huh, okay. And I had talked to Jacob about it, and Melk said, you know, hey, he's really serious about it. They did pretty respectable for game number 1, and they've done, especially Trixie, done very well for themselves in all the NiP games that I've watched. So it does seem like these guys have gotten right back in the hang of things pretty quickly.
No, Hani and Trixie impressed me the most last game. By far. Alright, here we go.
Is this
Jonas
because
is
of the Ancient
blocking.
Apparition that he's going Iron Talon on Timbersaw? Because normally you just try and make the lane work because you've got reactive armor.
Yeah, I figured he would, but... Oh, Jonas is gonna pull into the mid lane? Maybe he knows something that we do not?
I thought that was disabled. Well, either way, Cinderin's going to be playing the harassing support in mid lane. We'll watch Jonas Safon do the pull here. The creeps, they do actually aggro.
Fucking Dota.
Even when Ice Rock fixes it, he still can't fix it all the way.
I'm almost certain they disabled this, right? For like
I mean, I think that's why he pulled it early. I think you could see like the creeps weren't gonna aggro, and then at a certain point it like turned off.
It.
Come on, Ice Frog, get your shit together.
No, I'm just.
Now he's gonna pull over to the Ancients.
Oh no, he's too. Oh no, he did it in time.
He's good. And that'll be Koifa going, what the hell? Where's my creep wave?
Koifa is a level 1 Quap at 1 minute and 21 seconds into the video game.
And Limp is gonna pick up level 3. It looks like maybe before Koifa gets level 2.
Oh
wow.
Man, this is the most OS Frog thing.
And of course it's Alliance who do this. Hey, you know, the arbiters of all these weird level 1 strats. Of course, Jonas Safon goes in and tests.
I mean,
really
that shit was
make
hilarious. Sure. Like the thing is, I knew it was gonna work. Because how do you doubt that? And then top Trixie's gonna get a kill.
And this is why Trixie had an Iron Talon.
The problem with Timber though is like this hero isn't meant to be behind. You know, like, this hero is supposed to be this beast. If you have like a level 2 Timbersaw, your life's just rough.
Zinderin looks like he's going to get a kill on Jonas Safon pretty easily thanks to double damage. Tusk, we've seen a lot more of this hero Blitz. Seems pretty good. He had that upgrade into his talent tree. Instead of 20% experience gain, he now gets 35% at level 10. Is that solely what made him good again? What made him viable? I've seen a couple of Tusks now.
Instead of buffing like the hero itself, because there's no real stats that you're gonna buff, right? So now you just give them incredible talents, and then you make the talents super relevant. It does make the game a little bit more dynamic too, if you think about it. Oh, did the Quap just? No, she didn't. Never mind. It's out of regen though, but does have the bottle now.
Fortunately, Limp doesn't have any mana. Go ahead.
Do you remember when we casted? I can't remember where it was, but it was like, oh, Shanghai Major, and every single time DJ would throw out that the Satyr Blast, the crowd would just go insane.
The Chinese are great fans, man.
They were so hyped about the Satyr Blast. I'd never.
They
seen
were so
anything like
interactive.
it. Yeah. I really hope we get another tournament there, like a major.
Lockout there. What? Now that you're no longer casting, you're okay with going back?
It was funny. Like as a broadcaster, shoot me, but as a casual observer, that was some funny times.
You get to sit back, coach your team, and watch us suffer.
Yeah, you just enjoy. The players didn't have an issue with that tournament. Nobody really cared.
What about the boost though?
It's whatever.
EGM poking around the middle lane. Does have this rather powerful combination. It's not just a double stun, but he also has this magic. No. It's a Centaur Conqueror. Even easier. Man, I was like, there's no way that Pudge is going to just go in there and try and make this offlane work.
No, there was something tricksy.
Dinner and Hottie, I thought they were going to, like, actually go on Yono-Symphon or pull the creep wave off. Top lane, Trixie's dead again. It's just too much magic damage. You get stunned by the Wraithfire Blast, then you get locked in by Cold Feet, and then you've got everyone hitting with Chilling Touch magic damage as well.
Give up on this lane, dude. It's not a thing.
I'm the
bottom tower is under attack.
I'm the Iron Talented away. He's only been trying to make it work when like that medium camp's been dead. You just have to stick it out in jungle.
Yeah, I think you just go to this bottom jungle now too.
Well, as a result of all this pulling, he is going to lose his offlane tower at 5 minutes in. Era was able to get that done.
Now he just goes there, soaks XP, he'll be like a level 5 Pudge.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This Iron Talenting Timbersaw is not even that much faster than him. That's the crazy part. No, but seriously, losing that tower isn't great.
Got to be one of the big downsides of facing Clinks in general. But no offlaner is going to stop the Clinks push, right? Like, that always comes. It just happened a little bit quicker this time.
Yeah. It's just kind of unfortunate because it's not like you can do anything about that. Like, the good news is you're going to get a little bit more XP, but the downside is it opens up the map for the supports.
Oh, what a stun there from Limp. That was a great stun, but it may not be enough to save him here, as it looks like he's still going to be right-click down. He does manage to get the turnaround on the Synderen, at least thanks in part to EGM.
Synderen's just like, kill me, fam. He's 1,000 net worth Tusk. Could have at least gone the XP for that kill on a mid laner, but no.
I feel like it's kind of similar to our game one. It seems like our two supports, Alliance did something a little bit different, and these two supports did not have a game plan. Wraith King is not level 6.
Timing.
Nice pickup there. They are going to be able to just quickly take out the Wraith King. That was a beautiful snowball pickup by Synderen.
If they get these creeps too, this is
That
huge.
is so much.
Chase these down. Amazing. That was a sick rotation. Like, that arrow moved up as well. That was the huge thing there. They had enough damage.
Just before the Wraith King hits his level 6 too. He was so close. He just needed one creep's worth of experience.
When you're Chen and that happens, you just hate life. Like, it actually just sucks so much.
Yeah, I thought that Chen was going to be picked up a lot less in 7.0 because of the fact that, you know, he is more dependent on creeps because of Helmet Dominator, but there are less creeps to work around. But it seems like Chen has not been inhibited that much by the 2-minute respawn time.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and Ice Blast mid. Nothing happens out of it. Just going to walk away casually. And
They found Yono-Symphon. Gonna block him in. No escape. Only hope is a deny.
Bite deny. Nope, can't do it. This has not been a very impactful Pudge. Like, he did get the 2 creep pulls mid, but otherwise has not really had a game for himself.
I mean, you give those kills to a Queen of Pain, and she's right back up there. Pretty heavily ahead in net worth thanks to the ganks of the supports, not just on the Pudge, but on Limp as well. And they're just barreling down towers. They took the offlane tower pretty quickly. Era's now here to defend against Loda as he attempts to go for the bottom lane. He is going to get stunned up and may just lose his reincarnation here. The slow onto Hani may cost him something, or maybe it's going to be Era instead. They already have the dust on him. Era is a big-time kill. They want to be able to finish him off while Limp takes Hani's life into his hands and crushes it like a bird.
Yeah, that's a minor nuisance to lose your Wraith King ultimate that early, but at the same time getting the kill on Era, obviously very good, and at the same time they're creating space for this Timbersaw, because this Timbersaw can't just get zoned out and do nothing in a game like this. And he's actually recovered quite nicely, as he's barely behind the net worth of this Tiny.
Tier 1 tower is going to get dropped here by Koifa. Double damage has allowed him to chip away at it. In fact, EGM may be caught. Nice hook there from Yonosapon. Not going to be fast enough with the dismember, though. And that means Cinderin's going to be caught by Limp, tossed up in the air. And stopped by Yonosapon. Still, though, all outer towers are gone for Alliance. And as a result, Ninja's Pajamas do have an, well, I was going to say healthy net worth lead, but it's actually been dropped away by all that, the loss of air in that bottom lane. Huge their net worth. The swing right back into Alliance. Nice stun into the hook with an Ice Blast over the top. EGM helps them finish off the Trixie Timbersaw, who's been having a very hard time this game.
Yeah, his net worth is okay. At the same time, though, he just keeps feeding it back the other way. At the same time, they did take out the tier 1s, which I'm incredibly satisfied with, and at bottom, Hanskin looks like he is going to go down here. Might even lose some creeps for his trouble, as doesn't know, but Era is right behind him, as gets the Centaur Stomp.
He's going to try and TP out. They don't have the snowball. They barely have the damage.
That was so close.
They are going to take 2 of his creeps as well, so that's like an extra 125 gold there on top of the kill.
Koifa
going to be Ice Blasted with the tops up into the Dismember. Beautiful setup there from Alliance, and Avalanche will make sure Koifa is not going anywhere. Great combo.
Yeah, that was really well done by Alliance, as they're going to get a kill on a very key target. And although they haven't really done anything in the tower department aside from that bottom lane, which is what you want to do with the Chen, they have picked up kills around the map on core heroes. It's not like they're only picking off Cinderin or anything like that. And as a result, net worth, top of the charts, is going to be this Wraith King. And I think Alliance, EGM might just go down here as Era eats a creep.
They could take EGM while Limp manages to pick off Hani. Trade off there, and it seems like NiP are going to get a little bit more done from it. They are pressuring this offlane tower while Era, well, I guess he could start doing some damage on the tier 2.
Yep.
Wait,
this
but
tier
it's
1
here,
though, it doesn't look like they want to just give this up. Cinderin's in position. They know that Loda still doesn't have his ultimate. Koifa gonna jump in. This is a pretty big slow.
He was a little bit scared of jumping into Limp, but it looks like he managed to get the slow and keep his distance with a follow-up the Ice Sigil. And now Cinderin coming in. They are managed to pick up Trixie at least. Though that makes it an okay trade-off there for Limp, who was caught anyway.
Yeah, that's a core for a core. And they're going to feel pretty good about that, as Alliance, once again, losing their Tiny. And Koifa is having a very good time overall. He's already up to 1800. Picks up the full Oblivion staff. Despite all the shenanigans that happened mid, his game is just fine. And if they could pick up Era, though, this would be a pretty big kill as Yonasamfan lining up.
Oh, nice hook. Yonasamfan impressing on the pudge.
Yeah, and that's a huge pickup. Every single time NiP makes any sort of headway, Alliance just immediately get some sort of return kill on a core hero.
Trixie is not going to be caught off again here. He is spotted out by this very deep observer ward of Alliance. Cinderin and Hani, they're looking to pick up Limp here. They are going to run into him. Manage to get the observer ward, catch him in, lock him, trying to get the combo stuns to prevent this combination, but Limp does manage to get it out, deals a lot of damage back. Is going to be taking the hook, and now the Ice Blast is going to come in, and that's going to finish off Heroes of NiP. That's 2 down, and Limp is still alive. He has the Shadow Strike on him, but it looks like he will survive just ever so barely. 15 HP.
Unbelievable. That should not have happened like that. So Jonas gets the hook save, and then they get the 2 rebuttal kills because they were low from the stun toss combo. That is
EGM
absolutely ruthless.
Is very big. Got Arcane Boots, he's level 9, and has another 800 gold in the bank right now.
That's 60 GPM talent.
It's coming. Coming in. I thought you didn't like the 60 GPM talents.
I don't. They're kind of underwhelming, but
But
I mean,
still
it's
better
something.
than 8%.
In a game like this, take the 60 GPM. Be greedy, Jerry. Hold on, I'll ask Misery. Yo, Rasmus, would you take the 60 GPM or the 8 spell amp? 60 GPM, that's how you know. Former core player.
Yeah, but Misery's
Add
greedy
Midas.
as fuck.
He really is greedy.
Misery's super greedy.
It's sad that he doesn't see how greedy he is.
Ice Blast into the mid lane is going to reveal some of the heroes of NiP behind this tier 1 tower push, but it looks like Alliance are still going to get the job done. NiP have just been sent back too many times. They're not even close to the Desolator on Klinks. This Queen of Pain has
Cinder
not
might
had...
get run into. They've got vision.
Oh, another hook. Jesus, Jonas he just can't stop hitting hooks. That's going to be... and that Observer Ward is going to die in 8 seconds, so... NiP, they paint it out, but they're probably going to counter-ward it soon and find that, much to their disappointment, there's no longer a ward there.
Yeah. Very well done so far. And Alliance are just going to move this into a straight-up push. As Era going to get Ice Blasted. Immediately backs up, but should not be too afraid. What did he take? Dude, he took the spell amp! He took the spell amp!
Dude, EGM just wants more kills.
What a
That
beast.
Ice Blast is going to make it happen.
Jerry, this is how you know. Jerry's changing as a player, man. He's building a Veil instead of a Midas, and he took the spell amp. What a guy.
Is that because Hanskin needs so much farm in some ways?
Yeah.
Hanskin needs the straight-up axe. Like, he's the 4 position in this game.
Yeah, I mean, technically he's more like the 3.
Yeah, with Jonas Fawn. Been hitting all these hooks and trying to finish up an Ether Lens.
You know who
We had
Jalen
this
Rose
conversation a couple of times. Who? What?
Oh, no, never mind. I'll explain this point later. What's up?
All right. We had this conversation about the Ether Lens on Pudge. We were both much more down with the Blink Dagger or Force Staff. Any sort of mobility item than the extra range.
Yeah, this item just feels incredibly underwhelming. Because you don't really feel the impact of it as much as you feel the impact of a Pudge that goes really fast Force Staff or something. Because you can do something with that. Like imagine Synderen goes with a snowball. You can just Force Staff a target away, then Synderen's horribly out of position and his team can't follow up.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Trying to go on Loda here. He has the Reincarnation as well as a Blade Melt and an Armlet. He's hard enough to kill by himself once. And if any members of Alliance happen to be behind him, which they were, they spotted that out.
The ulti's only 40 seconds now?
On who?
Dang. On the Wraith King?
Oh, at level 3.
Yeah, it was 60 before.
Yeah. And you get that no Reincarnation mana cost. Level 25 if you want.
That is definitely the one you take. Maybe not in a game like this. Normally,
if you have no mana burn, right? Then why don't you just take the extra life?
If you're against an AM, it just owns them.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna go for the Roshan, and once again, Alliance have taken all the Roshans in this series so far. And there should be no exception as NiP, they're lined up to try to contest. The Tusk Snowball does see it.
This is gonna be tough though. They can have some spam, shards, chakram, these sort of things used to kind of delay this Roshan attempt by Alliance, but
I mean, it's doing pretty.
Taking out the
pretty
Chen
good.
creeps.
NiP
smoke
up
up
now.
here.
They want to take this fight. Trixie's gonna break it, and they're just gonna send Loda in with the creeps, but.
We need a fresh chakram, one that's directly on top of the Roche. They are managing to hit the ensnare into the hook. Trixie gonna get blown up pretty quickly, and NiP do not have a response. The snowball's already coming in, but it's not gonna be good enough. He's so deep into the enemy. What a beautiful sonic wave though from the Queen of Pain. Can it be enough though? Era's in the back lines just chipping away at Limp, but these heroes seem to be a bit too tanky. A toss over straight into Era. Nice play there from Limp, trying to get himself some distance away from the Queen of Pain, but he won't manage to get it.
I think
Koifa
everyone's
picks
gonna
up
die
the
for
triple, and now Loda is orking it up. He's gonna die as well. Holy crap, I thought that was going to be a nasty fight for NiP, but they should manage to finish off Loda without too many issues. Nice dodge there. And an ultra kill for Koifa. Holy shit.
That was amazingly well done by NiP. That Queen of Pain ultimate just did so much work. I think he hit all 5 targets there. I'm going to see the fight recap.
Oh,
the hook,
nice hook from Jonas Fun. I feel like I've seen this before, except for it was the Hanskin Pudge. And managed to do something similar here. Era's trying to finish up Roshan and will manage to get it. The Aegis now in his hands. Alliance were not able to put a stop to that one.
That was 4k damage done by the Queen of Pain in that fight.
Wow.
Yeah, that was more damage than Era did in the entirety of his AM game. It's very well done.
Even after his death, he's got 2,200 after the Orchid, so he's going to start working towards a BKB. Why the Orchid, by the way, and not the Veil?
I mean, it's really, really good against pretty much all of Alliance's heroes. It just completes your ability to run at people. It makes Limp feel incredibly useless, which he already does. This is a level 13 Tiny with just a Blink Dagger. He doesn't feel good about this game.
You think the Tiny's the determining factor? Like, you can't get aggressive on a Tiny with a Queen of Pain unless you do have that disable.
I think it's just a good all-around item in a game like this.
The change of the talents, does that change up the Queen of Pain's build that much? Besides, obviously, he's probably not going to be going Blade Mail. Is there anything else?
I think you have to get a BKB a little bit earlier. I think for the most part, though, it's okay. He took the 90 GPM talent, by the way. I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, almost every single game I've seen opts for the 12% cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
Not feeling it here, though. They are going to smoke up. Take it to Alliance if possible near this tier 2 tower. Ice Blast just got used, too, so Hanskin, he's immediately going to die. EGM is going to be forced back as well.
All these pickoffs that they had in the early game have just meant nothing, because NiP have the ability to push towers very easily, and Alliance, I mean, they can't really transition into pushes very simply. This Limp has just had too bad of a time. Like, maybe if this Tiny was a little bit more farmed, they could have impact, but they still have a very good comeback mechanic with their AA Ice Blast. Like, no matter how far behind in the game you are, that percentage-based damage is going to be useful.
Cliff goes down as tier 2 18 HP, but it's still gonna die. No deny here. Alliance trying to set up for a hook. Gonna miss Era this time.
It's okay. The entirety of NiP are behind him right now.
Maybe not a fight you would like to take, especially since Era does have that Aegis. Savon continues to run forward here. Is going to run into Era and get a straight-up dismember. NiP can easily turn this one around, though. Orchid placed onto Yonosafon. Yonosafon going to be target of all of NiP's iron. Nice sendback, though. Just in time. Pudge does not die from the Orchid inside of the fountain. Probably had about 100 HP left.
I think they will contest bottom. They do have a TP on their Pudge as well. He's going to heal and...
Isn't this tier 2 like one of the toughest towers to defend, though?
I mean, you've kind of got your own Aegis in a way.
Yeah, that's true.
But they are going to give it up. This is all their tier 2 towers now. This is going to be a rough game for Alliance to come back into.
My God, Tiny hits real slow with his level 2 grow and then the Ice Sigil on top of him.
Yeah, that's very smart
never
pickup by
swings.
Sint. He's even maxed it, just opting to go for the 1 level in the snowball, realizing
have you
that
seen
he can
most,
really screw them.
When you've seen Tuss, have you seen this keeping this old build, the 414, even though the level 15 talent?
Yeah.
Ice Sigil just feels too good of an ability to skip out on. Oh, Koifa almost picks up Limp. He is going to get the send back.
Look how cocky he can play, though.
Yeah.
Like, he just blinks into the vicinity of 4 different heroes, and he just doesn't care.
He doesn't even have the BKB. Once Koifa does have that, there's going to be some real shenanigans. This Quap. Era does have the Deso Medallion Ring of Aquila, and he's trying to work on the Hurricane Pike right now. It does have the Dragonlance Courier, so he is going to be very farmed and able to sit very far back from all these melee heroes. His biggest threat has definitely got to be that Tiny, who is trying to work on the Shadow Blade after the Blink Dagger, but he has obviously been delayed pretty heavily.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Klinks just continues to farm. He's doing a very good job overall. And just not a lot of options so far for Alliance. Like, they're kind of meandering around the map. Lotus pushing out this bottom lane with Limp. But for the most part, they're not going to be able to find any sort of pickoffs Like, this is the type of game where you just have to wait for NiP to make a mistake and you climb back into that opening.
You just kind of go everywhere that NiP isn't, try and farm and wait for them to go for that high ground push or something of the like.
Yeah, like an opportunity in a game like this might present itself, so being patient is important, because you're not going to win the vision game, but you can maybe split push around the map and create some opportunities for yourself.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Pushing high ground is definitely the biggest opportunity Alliance will ever have, thanks to Yonosumphan's Pudge, as well as the Tiny. There is also the possibility of a toss-back play from Limp. Ninjas of Pajamas are going to have to be very careful when they do actually push high ground. Probably going to wait until at least the next Aegis. Meanwhile, Huntskin actually does have his Aghanims complete, so we'll finally see some big ancient creeps on the map. Maybe doing a little split pushing, joining in on these team fights.
BKB is complete by Queen of Pain now. Their team is fragile though. Like, imagine going high ground against this Tiny, you just get tossed back and immediately die, even with an Aegis. So, NiP is kind of waiting for the same thing, for Alliance to kind of split up. Look for an opportunity. Maybe they get too comfortable with the rhythm of this game.
No, Blitz, I was going to ask you what's your favorite ancient creep to pick up as a Chen, but I'm pretty sure you've never played a Chen in your life.
Dude, I played Chen like 3 times. How dare you? Not the new
It sounds
Chen.
like a support hero. Hey, first of all, it's a support hero. Second of all, it's a support hero that does not sound your style.
I think it's the Black Dragon though.
Black Dragon? Not the 10% or 15% from the Golem?
I mean, the Black Dragon's insane. You can push out waves without being there.
So in other words, it's the creep that gets you the most gold, therefore you like it.
Mm-hmm. Look which one he opted to take.
Radiant's bottom tower.
You mean
is
the
under
one that
attack.
he ran into? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's
Like
Dota,
he had a whole
the chance.
plethora of choices there.
Yeah, he's like, Dota knew.
All right, now he's got himself a Golem as well. Limp, they do know about him. He managed to Shadow Blade away, though. How the hell did they know about him?
Good guess. Big fight, though. Alliance desperately needs this one.
They've got the stun out of Koifa. This is big. They're going to be able to blow up. No, snowball save a little bit. Koifa's going to be able to get up. But no, it's crit. Got the crits. Loda just blows up him with one physical damage shot. He managed to take out Koifa. Hanskin managed to get away from Trixie there. Looks like Loda is going to be able to get onto Era. Yonosumphan running him down. Managed to get the hook. Now Limp. He takes the Laguna Blade, shrugs it off, and keeps on moving forward with the Shadow Blade. Going to be able to find Synderen as well. Alliance.
Oh
what a save from Synderen, and what a lucky crit from Loda.
Did he not have Blink up there?
I think he was just about to blink. I think he popped BKB and then was going to start blinking.
He's like, I'm good. And then he just gets straight up.
738 damage.
Oh my. That was a very, very good fight. Alliance had just had the perfect angle to jump in. They were ready for it. Loda blinks in. Catches NiP completely unaware. Synderen had a sick snowball. Doesn't end up mattering at all.
If only they had counter vision for when they originally found Limp.
Yeah. I mean, the
All
problem
would've
is
been good.
they all grouped up, right? Thinking that they were going to kill Limp. And Alliance is just laughing. They're just
Worthy
prepared.
tribute.
And I think the bread is ready.
What?
Misery's cooking croissants. And I thought I was being sneaky.
Jesus Christ.
You want me to ask him what his favorite Chen creep is?
Yeah, sure, dude.
Alright,
In
yo.
fact, why don't you... No. Get up and just put Misery on, and I'll cast with him.
What's your favorite Chen creep? The ancient. Which one? Oh, he said the dragon. I
Yeah,
told
of
you.
course, because Misery's greedy as fuck, and he wants the
I
farming
know.
creep.
That's my boy. Alright, NiP gonna be smoked up for this Roche attempt. They're even gonna fire off the Ice Blast. I think this is gonna prompt the fight from NiP. It's gonna be under the shrine though. We just talked about this.
Oh no, Limp. He managed to come in with the Shadow Blade, already gets his initiation, while Loda is going to be going onto Koifa, but this time the Snowball save is successful. Koifa pops the BKB, moves forward, going for Yonosumphan. Looks like they should be able to take him out, as well as the Yonosumphan Pudge. Indra has just been stalling up Loda this whole entire time. Hit him with
He
the Ice
is
Charge,
doing
slow him
so
down
well
with the
in this
Sigil.
fight.
Now Loda is going to be losing his first life, and Limp is going to have to find a way in. He's going to jump to the back lines, toss forward into Trixie, manage to finish off Cinderin at least, and Loda starts
might
running
even
his
save
way
Loda's
back,
life.
but Hani's going to be able to stun up, slow down with a Chakram. Hera comes forward with a big damage, toss him over to the Lina, does manage to get the Lina kill because of that. Limp, though, he's not going to be able to save Loda's life. Towards the end there, NiP this time around, they're the ones with the big smoke play and a great initiation.
Limp almost salvaged that fight. Like, that should have been almost a clean 4 or 5 for nothing. But as a result, they pick up 2 kills, which will allow them to slow down the Aegis entirely. As
They have the
gets
Orchid,
silenced
but
up.
Limp, he's going to be able to blink over the side, destroy some of
dies
this,
so
but they
fast.
need to pop that Shrine. He dies too quickly to Era. The physical damage is too much for him to handle between the Deso and the Medallion.
I
He
don't
goes-
think you... Like, even if they pop the Shrine, did you see how fast he went down?
He desperately needs some of that armor, that AC.
He has 8 armor. Now it's going to be a Roshan. I think if he doesn't go down there, they could contest this Roche. But with him dying there, Jonas is just going to go for a hook. Whiffs and NiP are very aware they're on the left side. Now Era has an Aegis, and this game resets back in favor of NiP. Could he have
And
killed
what a-
the Quap there?
What if he just ran at Koifa and
No,
right-clicked
no,
him?
no. I'm in the AA Blast. He had 500 HP out of 1800. Is that
Yeah,
enough?
maybe. Yeah, probably.
Hmm.
Does have the level 2 Ice Blast, so.
Yeah, and the Spell Amp. Don't forget about that.
True. And knock
He's
that
taking
8%.
22 Frostbitten.
I mean,
per
if you
second.
think about it this way, right? If he gets 1 extra kill because of 8%, that pays for the 60 gold and then some.
I guess if you want to think about it that way. Seems like a serious case of reductivism.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, if he
Your
gets 14
Black
kills this
Dragon
game, I
creep.
don't think he's going to care about the 60 GPM, but
18 to 22, we reach into the 30-minute marker. NiP, despite having a bit of a slump there after a really bad team fight, did bring it right back in there. So you get about 8,000 gold ahead, 10,000 experience as well.
yeah, I like that move a lot. Like, just playing decisively is something that their lineup lacked in general. It's not like they could play decisively with their last lineup, but with this one, they're making full work of it. Koifa is playing very aggressively. Cinderin has been a beast in these fights. Like, his impact for how much net worth he has and what kind of hero he's playing has been flawless.
Yeah, he just negated all of Loda's impact in that last team fight. Able to go on him first, but that's because these team fights are all about initiation, right? Alliance got the initiation in the bottom lane. They won that fight pretty handedly. This time around, it's NiP who get the nice jump in. They can prevent both these cores,
Era.
really. Oh, Jesus. 3-shot? 4-shot? No, not going to be enough. Hanskin actually gets out the heal pretty quickly there. The Era.
Ani, just going to continue to push out bottom. He does have a Blink Dagger as well. Very farm support.
And a
Barely
Yules.
behind the Ags.
Yoda Savant's going to go for this. And he can hook through these creeps and grab Hani, but he has to be real quick on this Dismember. The self-Yules is not going to be real good. It's just going to set up the Ice Blast.
Gonna pop the Blade Mail. Just go for the TP
Yeah, that's
out,
good.
and he will be successful.
No stuns between those two cores, Queen of Pain or Timbersaw.
What is Queen of Pain going? She has something in a recipe.
I'm presuming Scythe, right?
Yeah.
More lockdown.
If it was me playing this co-op, I would get a Lincoln's.
I mean, if you were playing this co-op, you probably would have gone Aghanims first to farm creeps.
True. The impact, though.
Koifa is plenty farmed as is. He's got 16k net worth, top of the board. Going to be well on his way to his first big late game item. Alliance, he managed to find the ward counter ward combination, immediately smoke up off of that. NiP are holding a high ground area of their own, though. See if they get caught by the initiation of Alliance.
It's good timing. I don't think NiP will expect this. When you have an Aegis and the enemy team hides, you expect them to just play incredibly far back, right?
Yeah.
But Alliance is doing the opposite as...
Oh no, that was not the hook. Loda's going to be able to finish up Hani, though.
That was so sad.
Limp gets taken away from his kill, but Loda's able to pick it up now in a 5 versus 4. Alliance feel comfortable trying to force the fights, even with an Aegis. Start running around, seeing if they can find some sort of pick, but not going to run anybody. Not sure if they want to run into the shrine, though. Loda's going to go for it. He does have an Aegis of his own, though, is able to execute Synderen. It's all about the initiation, and Alliance do have it in spades. Limp looks for another extra pickup, but won't be able to find it.
You see, the problem is when you have this Aegis, you always think that the enemy team won't take the fight ever, but they're going to. Like, they feel comfortable because they know that Alliance, they've done a good job so far waiting out time, and NiP got a little bit, they got a little bit too complacent. They're still in a very good position. Like, this Queen of Pain is a beast.
Nice pickup there.
They're just losing heroes now. I feel like this should have been a pretty clean victory for NiP after how the mid game went, but they're just allowing Alliance into the game time and time again. Even gonna lose a tier 2 for this.
Tier 2 goes down. Alliance quickly back away with their blink daggers. That's gonna be that gold lead from NiP, dwindling more and more. On top of that, Trixie's now down to 8 bloodstone charges, where he was actually looking pretty good there before that pick.
He's just, I think they're just overrating his survivability as well. Like, yes, you have a bloodstone and a hood, but if you've got 4 heroes beating on you, you're gonna die quite quickly, especially without reactive armor stacks.
Yeah, he
This
has
race
no
just
armor
lays
to
in you.
start.
Yeah, 5 armor. It's even worse than the tiny.
Now the Basher as well on Lotus, so some extra lockdown. You just see he did a 1500 damage crit onto a creep. He hits pretty hard.
Gonna need to in a game like this, because even with all these random slip-ups, NiP are still in a very good position in this game. Their Clinks is incredibly farmed. He has a Solar Crest as well, just further messing with Loda. Very good item against Tiny too, if you consider how many attack swings Tiny gets off.
Yeah. One of those.
Good portion of them.
We are, if you can finish up the BKB before this next fight, it'd be great, but it looks like Alliance is going to force it anyway. Glimmer Cape goes down. Synderen's still going to be caught by the hook. Era reveals himself, trying to go into Jonas upon, but into a blade mail. He actually gets picked up by the snowball, kind of saved as Limp is trying to chase down Era right now. Goes for the invis and backs away. Koifa with his BKB is focusing on EGM, but it looks like they're just going to leave some of these heroes behind. Turns around, finish off EGM with the stun, slowing down Limp. Might be able to get everyone out, except for maybe Hani. Hani starts throwing around some
Hani's
spells for
gonna
the extra movement
He's got blink,
speed.
though.
He's got a blink. Good.
Overall, a Timber and a Tusk in exchange for the 3 side heroes of Alliance. So not bad at all.
Not bad for who? Because I'm looking at like Alliance. Even though they lost 3, they're still kind of okay with that because Timbersaw is now down to 6 bloodstone charges.
It's not as important charges on him as it would be on a hero like Storm, but it's kind of just annoying more than anything. Somebody's got to die in fights, Austin. It might as well be him, as long as you're not losing the 2 main cores.
This was what Trixie was always kind of known for, right? Was a very aggressive offlaner, and it seems like in this game that that storyline of him being the one to always die is
This
move
Queen
on
of
to
Pain
these
is going to get a Shivas and be unkillable.
nice pickup.
She also needs armor. Quap's armor is pretty underwhelming.
There's no way with the change around of Blade Mail you ever consider the other level 25 talent on Quap, right?
What?
-3 second Shadow Strike cooldown.
I don't know. Weehaw was kind of advocating for it.
Really?
I think he was just doing it to be contrarian, but
1
Gee,
second,
like-
1 second cooldown Shadow Strike.
think about it. You would just continuously. Oh, Era's gonna get
That's
jumped
a gem on Limp. Era, he's
off.
gone.
No,
Dunzo.
that was the one hero that has kind of been the saving grace of you can't get picked off and toss. Now Hani's gonna lose his life, and every single time it feels like NiP gets an advantage, it just goes the other way. And now this is an empty Roshan. If Alliance just want to walk in and take it, I think it's better than going high ground, but they are going to risk the high ground, maybe force a buyback out of this Clinks, who does not have it available. So Honey's gonna buy back. I think this should just prompt Alliance to go back and immediately run to the Roach.
You force one buyback. There's no need to be greedy, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be hard going high ground against the Queen of Pain and this Timbersaw. Like, you can still overextend and die here. So you take what's given to you. And in the kills department, despite this game, it's felt like for a very long time NiP have been in control. But at the same time, Alliance, I mean, they've done a very good job of opening up opportunities. NiP have been a little bit greedier than they had to. And now it's going to be a free Roshan for Limp, who's starting to get very fat.
Are you down with Synderen's choice of talent? He also was for the 90 gold per minute over the plus 150 snowball damage.
What's 150 damage now?
Dude, it's 150 damage though.
Yeah, but he's got 90 GPM, you know, and put down like a down payment and you can buy a Toyota for yourself.
What item could Tuss pick up that's going to be game changing?
You could buy a Hex. In 15 minutes, Synderen's going to laugh in your face.
We'll work on that 90-minute game.
It's going to be actually a while before it turns into a Hex. It's like...
Gonna be able to buy...
Look at it already pay off. He's almost got a Blink Dagger, you idiot.
I'm pretty sure the 90 gold per minute is only paid for like maybe 500 of that gold.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's not a small amount, dude.
Honey's working towards his Aghanim Scepters, about halfway there. Gonna be another fearsome high ground defense.
Is the 700 health, because that is so much, or the 150 Walrus Punch crit.
We played that game, didn't we? Carry Tusk.
Yeah, 700 HP
Pretty
is so
funny.
much, dude.
700 HP is a lot. Pretty sure if Synderen ever gets to level 25, he's taking that one.
I don't know.
Unless that 90 gold per minute is going to pay for a Divine Rapier.
You're gonna die anyways, to be fair.
Radiant's top tower
Your hero
is
goes down
under
quite
attack.
quickly. They're setting up right now. Loda can go in. He's gonna immediately jump on Era. Does have a BKB. He's just gonna get Yuled up.
At the same time, Limp has been caught by Koifa and Trixie, so we may be just seeing a trade-off of carries or not. Aaron managed to get away from bottom lane. Synderen is going to be sacrificial lamb, it seems. Jonas Stefan, 4 staffs out, looks desperately for that kill. Somehow, Limp is still alive against these two. I'm not sure how. He popped his BKB. Does not have a TP, though. Trying to get his blink off. Trixie stops him. BKB
this is a
now
gem,
worn
too.
down. And finally, he will get picked off. He was like half a second away from TPing out, but Koifa managed to get him with a Scythe of Ice.
That's an excellent trade-off. They lose
Oda?
They lose one hero in exchange, and that's the gem as well. That you can't take trades like that, and they're gonna try to get something out of this. As Jonas
They are really
he's
trying
invisible.
for this one.
Quake's
like
been hit by the Ice
Loda's-
Blast.
Even with a numbers advantage, I feel like Loda is not someone you want to challenge right now.
No. Imagine you just get hit by an Errant Hook. But still, losing the gem and losing your Aegis for almost nothing. It's not just the Aegis, it's the gem that makes it a bigger deal to me.
Pretty rough for Alliance. They had pretty good map control. Now that's going to be dwindling with a lot of their outer wards being taken away. They're trying to set up on Koifa right now. Nice hook from Jonas and Fawn, but not fast enough on the Dismember. Still going to have the blink forward, BKB activated, but a bash? Never mind. Side device onto Loda. Nice. Snowball save. That's going to be able to prevent that Ice Blast from finishing him off. Blink away. He's good. Synderen is actually going to be stunned up by the Chen creeps. Pushed back there by the Hurricane Pike. Is going to be able to keep Loda at distance. He turns around and quickly executes Synderen. Trixie's right in the middle of all this one, going for some of the back lines. EGM goes down to about half. Doesn't matter. Hani turns around. Managed to get some pure damage out onto Jonas and Fawn.
they're
Koifa
kiting
finishes him
this.
up. And nice blink backwards. Loda, he's still tanky as all get out, and if he ever manages to get his hands on somebody, he's going to be able to finish them off. Koifa managed to get EGM in the back line, stalled up a little bit by the Chen creeps while Loda lost his first life. Now he managed to get the stun onto Era. Limp came in from behind, managed to get the combo stun. Now Trixie gets taken out as well. As soon as Loda, he got kited and kited and kited by NiP so successfully, but eventually he did manage to get his hands on a couple of those core heroes and rip them apart quickly.
Before the Tiny comes in, you think that the three of them are just doing such a good job of slowing down, cutting Loda off at the kneecaps, but then everybody comes in, just immediately squashes that attempt, as now they're going to go for the push.
Radiant's middle tower
Clinks is going to be forced to buy back here, as Timbersaw desperately doesn't want to. He's going to be up in 7 seconds. Quickfoot gonna hex up, and this should be a kill on the Chen. If everybody else gets out, I think he'll be okay with that.
Quickfoot wants some Chen creeps.
Yeah.
He'll probably be able to get a few.
Alliance have a very good way back into this game now. They force the buyback onto this Clinks. That takes off a significant amount of his net worth. Barely ahead of this Tiny now. And even though this Queen of Pain is quite strong, like at some point, she's gonna run out of BKB charges. This Abyssal Blade Wraith King can chew into her.
You pick up Bloodthorn next and try and turn yourself into a bit more physical damage.
I feel like an AC is not a bad option either. But she kind of needs the gem. Oh, she's gonna get stunned up. I think
yeah, they're gonna be. Oh, what? The BKB goes off just before the Wraith Blast is there. Now he's able to blink away. Limp is taking a lot of damage from Era, who managed to get a force staff forward a little bit more, and he's got him. Loda, he does get the stun on the Era, but without Limp, he doesn't feel comfortable moving forward. Koifa gets the Scythe and Orchid onto Jonas Fawn. Era thinks about going for that kill, decides against it. They're just gonna go for the push, but they are rather low HP. A single Ice Blast would be enough to deter them. So NiP actually are just going to back away. Check out Roshan Pit. It's definitely not up. Not even close to it.
They just lost the gem again. And they really need that. Yeah. At the same time, though, very well done. It looked like a very smart attempt by Alliance. They had the 2 creeps. They had the Centaur. They lead it off. They popped the Lincolns with the net. Then everybody rushes forward, but NiP did a very good job of salvaging that.
Koifa was. I felt like in some ways the toss was a little detrimental. It seemed like the Wraithfire blast just took forever to reach the Queen of Pain. He was tossed up in the air.
Yeah, I thought for sure that they had that kill.
Yeah. That they do manage to combo those stuns up. There's no way Koifa lives through that.
Yeah, just pick up the Bloodthorn, because I would have made a case of the AC, but I think she needs the gem. She's the only one that realistically doesn't die very easily, right? And gem is very big against Alliance's lineup, especially since it's the Silver Edge is the only way that Limp is able to play the way that he's been playing so far. As the creeps get jumped on mid, but they're gonna wait for the Tiny. He is up. Gonna look for the angle for the fight as well. Next Roshan gonna be quite big for both teams, so NiP posturing.
Alliance are going to 4-man smoke behind Loda as he pushes forward. I think they have a pretty good idea. The NiP are currently up there in Dire Jungle. Loda's going to try and lead the way. Kind of acting like he's stumbling into the NiP members. NiP are not going to turn on him.
No, they don't buy this, dude.
No, they don't buy this whatsoever.
Like this if they're not all behind him.
Oh, the hook attempted, but the blink back. It actually hits Cinderin instead. Trixie dodges the hook, but Cinderin now may be caught. Gets the snowball off, managed to lock in Limp. Limp takes a good amount of damage from that Laguna Blade, and EGM almost gets taken out by Era at the same time as Sonic Wave still not hitting EGM. EGM in the back lines gets good Ice Blast. Hook in. Era with the BKB going to be dismembered up, but the rest of NiP are looking quite healthy. They're still needing to fight around Loda as quick as possible. Cinderin's going to try and stall up his retreat. Koifa actually gets hit by best, and there's the crit. Loda takes one. Looking to take another here as Trixie doesn't have too much HP either. Era, he pokes at Loda,
Jonas.
but it just does nothing at all, especially against that 40% lifesteal. Jonas Fawn caught Era. Nice dismember. That's going to be a Wraithfire Blast, and Era goes down. Big pickups.
The
NiP.
crit timings.
Yeah. Loda keeps hitting him right at the end there.
It's just so funny. Like, I thought for sure Alliance was going to lose that fight. Then Koifa, he had like half his HP left. He just got blasted. This
All
Wraith
the
King is
wards are
just
going
a
to go
beast.
down.
I thought for sure that was NiP's fight to lose. They just kept baiting further and further. The huge thing there was if Arrow was able to kill EGM. Remember when he caught him in the back lines?
Yeah.
Like, if he gets that last hit and he doesn't get the Ice Blast off, I feel like NiP can still win that fight. And that's how close the margin for victory is in a game like this. Like, we saw him get away with, what, 1 hit left?
Yeah, 1 hit, and also he was like 100 distance away from the Sonic Wave as well. That would have finished him off.
Yeah, exactly. When he threw it off into the middle of everybody.
Yeah.
And it's also his decision. He's got this Veil. Gives him good armor, Plate Mail, Glimmer Cape. Like, all of these defensive items so far have been pretty great for him as Alliance now own the map. Like, they actually just own the map. They can play this very aggressively with so many heroes dead. This Clinks died, remember? Doesn't have buyback for another 2 minutes. Even if he wanted to have it, and very defensive item set.
It seems like this late game Wraith King is a bit of a problem. I misspoke earlier. I said 40%. It turns out lifesteal is actually 50%, but also he's level 25 and has an extra 20% on top of that. So he's up to, or sorry, it's normally what 30% at the end, and now it's 50%. That's pretty good sustain. Like this late game Wraith King is a beast. You just like can't seem to bring him down if he's actually swinging on something.
What they have to do is what they've been doing since the mid game is isolate him, kill the rest of his team first, and then just play the dance around him game. But the problem is, if you look at this Clinks' items, like he has the Solar Crest, and he has a BKB, and he has a Hurricane Pike. Like, in terms of overall damage output, it's nowhere near this Wraith King's. Like almost all your damage is concentrated on this Queen of Pain, who still does not have that much armor. Like, this is a 12 armor Queen of Pain.
They're gonna get the initiation, but Koifa blinks away. They do manage to get a stun on a Trixie. Trixie, geez, good. That's Ice Blast wasn't even needed. Now the Laguna Blade onto Limp brings him down to about half. Loda does have a blink up in a second here. They're trying to use their invis to get out, but Jonas Fana is here with a gem. Looks like Hani's good. Synderen also with a snowball blink gets some distance, but Loda's right on top of him. Beyond Godlike double kill. Loda does not quit, and he's gonna go straight to Roshan.
Just
see if
straight
he
up
can get an
stabbing
Aegis
dudes.
for their Limp.
This is pretty brutal, and if NiP loses this game, they're going to be kicking themselves. Because this was a game where I feel like they definitely could have won. They had a lot of the advantages. They took out all the tier 2 towers. They had the Aegis for quite a long time. And now you've just got Loda marching in. He's been very good in these last 2 games. 18, 3, and 12 in a game like this. Although KD doesn't matter. It's the amount of impact he's had with his Wraith King, the positioning so far. His team is doing a very good job of making sure that he doesn't just get kited around the map.
Last pick, Wraith King has done a lot for Alliance and might just allow them to finish off this game. They are going to take down Loda once, 40 seconds, and he'll have that reincarnation back. So if they can't actually catch him immediately, we'll have that second life in the smidgen of time. So Alliance just kind of chill out, farm a little bit, wait for the next creep wave.
Yeah, and Quickfa does have another gem. They've got one in base as well, so they have the ability to refresh through these gems. That part isn't really too big of a concern. As now NiP, they're going to smoke up themselves. There is an Aegis on the side of Alliance, but they're kind of hoping that Alliance will split up and farm here. Like what happened to them when they had the Aegis.
Yeah, they're not too far from being wrong. Alliance are a little bit split, but it looks like they're going to stay kind of near each other for the most part.
Good gank on the neutrals.
Alliance seem to be pretty disciplined, man. Even when they're feeling like they're this far ahead, they are still making sure they maintain that discipline that won them game number 1.
Yep. And NiP, they played such a good mid game. We talked about it ad nauseum, but it's just these little tiny errors. Like you lose 1 hero, then you suddenly lose 2, and you still think you're in a very good position because they were able to stomp the subsequent fights. But I mean, 1 or 2 more of those pickoffs, they just continue to add up. Especially since they kept getting core pickoffs as well. And meanwhile, this Wraith King no longer cares about anything. He's got 2,900 gold, could pick up that BKB in lieu of the Armlet or the Echo.
He still has so much late game to pick up. Like they're like the Armlet and Echo Saber are both like mid game items. Like those could easily be replaced by later items.
He even has the Moon Shard too. He attacks so fast right now. Like a 300 damage per hit Wraith King when he turns on the Armlet. And they can go for this kind of push.
Loda leads the charge. Hook attempted here from Jonas Fan.
They just want this tier 3 gone so that they can easily go for the shrines as well. They don't really have to accomplish too much with this. Aside from going for the tier 3s. Maybe force NiP to overextend trying to defend the Strax. But because Loda has that 40-second cooldown ultimate, as soon as he gets gone on, you can just force staff him out and even re-engage because Limp has his Aegis.
Oh, look at that. The Ice Blast sets Jonas Fan up. He spots Synderen because of that. That's the pick maybe they needed to not just take this tier 3, but maybe go for more. 70 seconds until NiP have their 5-man roster up again. They're actually going to send Loda home as he attempts to go for that. He does have the bots too.
Just bots 2 up. Go for it. That's pretty cool.
Bloodthorn down. He just immediately goes for it, or
Yeah, I think so. You can even just force the high ground because if Synderen had buyback, he might have already used it by now.
creeps are gonna go for it.
Yeah, just bait a few of the spells. Loda jumps in, gets hexed.
Limp jumps in, but managed to get in the way of Jonas and Bond's hook. Means Alliance are going to try and back themselves away. Send back on EGM. They do have the Ice Blast coming in. Loda actually tries to get on top of Trixie with the help of Limp. They do manage to get him. That is the first slice down from Loda in this fight, but he blinks away immediately. Not going to be caught inside the base with a buyback from Trixie. Alliance will retreat. Taking the tier 3 tower is what they needed. Then Loda back to defend mid and start working on those shrines.
Yeah. I think now they have a clear play since this tier 3 tower is gone. You can play a little bit risky because both your 2 melee cores have this, I mean, Loda has an Aegis in his ultimate and Limp actually physically holds one. This Wraith King though isn't too nearby, but NiP, they've had a blow buyback. They know that Synderen doesn't have one as well, as a virtue of if he had a buyback he would have used it at the same time Trixie did. So now NiP, if they lose 1 or 2 heroes here, could just mean the game for them.
They have a fresh BKB to work off of on Loda, so he could just go uphill, 10-second BKB. Switched out of his backpack as well if he needs to. Double damage, so it seems like everything is going to go the way of Alliance here. Ninjas of Pajamas, this is going to be their hardest hold yet.
It's going to be a pretty good push, like you said. NiP have to play this pretty much perfectly. There is no Aegis available, but I think the DD Loda is still good enough to try to go for this. Although it does get Yule's off. He's going to pop his
KB going to be activated on his first life. He may still end up dying here, or maybe not. Sonic Wave. Oh my goodness, he survives, just 15 HP. First life kept intact. All right, the Laguna Blade comes out, finishes off EGM.
This is not a bad fight now for NiP. They're going to start rushing forward.
They need to try and catch nice Icicle Shards. Managed to keep Loda from retreating there. Managed to get a Scythe of Ice as well. Bloodthorn on him, trying to finish him off quickly. Got to do it quickly, but the Chen send back. It's there in
and
time.
The hook.
Loda survives.
Four
step. Oh, the Yule Scepter is there just in time. That would have been a beautiful play from Alliance if they had made that work, but Jonas Safan could not save his dear support.
That was very well done by NiP. As soon as they sense any sort of weakness, they immediately start rushing forward. Jonas Safan barely gets out of there.
Yeah, he got a little greedy going for that bounty rune, but doesn't get caught.
Dude, come on, they just let you get away. Like, Hani, though, doing a very good job in that fight, immediately sets up on EGM, throws down the Laguna, Ags on him. That's quite a lot of damage that he has. That's 850 pure damage. Leaves EGM with a pure 400. Now NiP are the ones playing aggressively for the time being. But Alliance, everyone's alive, and they're gonna poke forward. Man, if NiP could have killed Loda, that would have been... that was the big one.
Great save from Hanskin does prevent all that from occurring. NiP, they set up on the wrong high ground here. They went for the high ground around the shrine, hoping that Alliance would end up running into them.
Yeah, they're playing to win right now. You see what Loda's doing too with the BKB, right? Like as soon as he dies, he just swaps out the BKB, so he technically has a way to get out.
That being said, it's slowing down these KB cooldown quite a bit. Still doesn't have it for another 20 seconds. And out. Ice Blast is going to be used to kind of scout this area. They see a couple of heroes there. I think they spotted Hani in the trees. Going to be able to clip him with the Ice Blast. Jonas Safan's going to catch him with the hook. Now the jump in. They attempt a snowball save, maybe in part because that's going to be the gem. Synderen's going to be caught here by Limp, stunned up as well by the Abyssal Blade. That is going to be both supports down. Jonas Safan looks for more. He's going to find it too. Trixie couldn't TP out fast enough. He needs to be able to get all his Timber Chain and blinks out. Where's he going? He's not going backwards. He's going forwards. Trying to go into the Dire base, but that's not going to happen. Jonas Safan catches him. Timber Chain away, but at this point, it's going to happen eventually, so he just goes ahead and commits the Bloodstone Suicide.
That is an 85-second dead Timber Saw. Like,
no bye-bye.
Alliance. He's going to go for travels, meet the rest of his team. They should just start streaming forward. Still has a Windlace in his pocket. Don't think he needs that.
Time to go high ground Alliance. This is potentially the end.
There is a buyback available on Lina, but she's about to respawn. There is a buyback on Cinderin. One of them are gonna have to pop it. There's no buyback available on this this Timbersaw though, which is even more key. As Hani's immediately gonna go for it.
You buy it though? I thought they were gonna hold on to it. If Elena Rax goes down, I'd rather have the buybacks. You know.
Well, the thing is, they're just gonna go for a second one as well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Cinderin is about to be up. Seems like the Glyph has bought enough time. Yeah, I mean, Hani hasn't done anything. He would have been up right now, you know. Raid Tracks is gonna fall here. Save from a hook. Is going to prevent Loda from being in an awkward position.
I think Alliance should still go for this set of Rex.
I mean, 10 seconds to work with. Loda finished it off. They're playing so carefully. They do not want to give NiP the opportunity at a comeback here. Especially with Roshan. Roshan time is right now. So if Alliance did push high ground, mess something up, they lose that fight and they could be losing the extra lives as well, as that's probably cheese. As well as Aegis. Koifa does have the Lincolns. Immediate sight device on Yono Savant. Gonna be stunned up though. Comboed, and the crits are too much to handle.
Combo gaming. Snip
Nice.
once again slips up.
Era may be caught here as well. EGM's coming forward with the gem. Is going to spot Cinderin. Yono Savant is going to try and do this with a Hurricane Pike. Prevents him from getting there with the Dismember. BKB was used by Era, the Snowball, and they're going to try and go for EGM here. They do manage to pop him. Koifa comes back. They've got Hanska in the backlines as well. No, the heal goes off. Koifa does get away with Sonic Wave. Has to keep his distance, though, with no buyback.
Everyone
Mass buybacks coming out from Alliance, though. They're going to try and finish off this fight. Koifa's been caught by the Dismember. Now the follow-up from Limp is there with the Avalanche. They manage to bring him down. The toss-up is going to prevent Trixie from being able to Timber Chain away from Loda. Loda now with 2 heroes down with no buyback. One of them down for 2 minutes time is going to try and finish off that last core. Arrow almost gets Loda, though. He has no mana. And he does need that mana for the reincarnation. So Loda could have actually just lost his life and lost that push entirely if Arrow had been able to finish him off.
Really wants a Chen send back, but Chen isn't quite there. Doesn't have boots of travel either, as he's got the Greaves. Now we'll
Scepter used
almost
by
enough mana.
Hani. Still going to be hit by the toss. Loda's there with the blinks, so
Now he doesn't have buyback either.
now he does have that reincarnation on Loda, so he's good to move forward. Arrow finishes him off, but he's just going to die immediately. No buybacks from anybody on Ninja's Pajamas. They call it GG. Alliance take the series 2-0.
Yeah. Very well done. As Alliance is going to take the series 2-0, as NiP, I mean, despite what the core score says, they did have a very good way of winning this game, but unfortunately just got a little bit sloppier than they would have liked in that mid game, especially with that Aegis just unable to turn it into anything.
Yeah, I gotta say, Alliance, I appreciate how disciplined they were playing, especially after being dropped out of DAC. That must have been a rough blow for them, as I'm sure they had high hopes for that tournament, but they still maintain a high level play here in the Elimination Mode tournament. So that is going to be it for this series. We're going to have a break and then back to the panel.